Welcome to the Corpnet Consulting Coffee Table. It's a great place to gather for a few minutes of some thought-provoking conversation and insightful reflection. Spilling the beans with career-building value is our gift to you. I'm Clifford Shire, and I'll be your host for our visit together today. This topic is midpoint momentum, and some thoughts on managing through this frequently perilous point in the timeline. Most projects start out with great excitement and anticipation, but just as a marathon requires different training, pacing, and energy management than a 100-yard dash, so also longer projects require different execution than short ones. From one milestone to the next, it becomes clear who has prepared and who hasn't. The pack of runners thins out. Some take the lead and some struggle to keep up. What's your strategy to keep everyone on track at a managed pace without curbing enthusiasm of those in the lead and to bolster those that are trailing behind? That spread is the first symptom contributing to midpoint momentum issues. If not addressed, people can drop out mid-project or even become antagonistic toward the whole idea of continuing. Let's pause to think about that for a moment. When starting out, what planning took place? What early-stage preparation was performed? Did everyone just get excited and say, let's do it? Or was there top-down, do it now pressure? These are hints, but I'll say more about that in a minute. People don't plan the way they used to. I remember charting out my road trips with real paper maps and highlighters. Now people just jump in the car, set the GPS, and away they go, relying on hearing an automatic recalculating if ever a wrong turn was made. I don't know about you, but more than once I've heard the device proclaim in a matter-of-fact tone, GPS signal lost, or lost satellite reception, as if to say, you're on your own from here. That's especially precarious when navigating a complex maneuver and it can't figure out which of the 4 overlapping and intersecting roads you're actually on. But I suppose it's equally bad when you're in the middle of Kansas with nothing but cornfields on both sides. That's actually a great metaphor. You could say, with all those cornfields, there are many ears, but no one is listening. And that is, in fact, the second hint. If either of these rings true with your experience, then it's time to step back and revisit the 3 C's on this slide. And if you don't find them, you may face the ultimate C of collapse. First, cohesion. Review the strategic, aligned business case. Second, cooperation. Reaffirm stakeholder buy-in at all levels. Consensus would be great, but consensus is fickle. So aim for consensus, but in reality, a commitment to cooperation is stronger. And 3, collaboration. Silos aren't going anywhere, so ensure the silo walls are trimmed low enough to span across. Then there's one more C that we haven't mentioned yet. We've all seen this cartoon in one rendition or another. We chuckle, we acknowledge the reality of it, but we ignore the actual message. It's about communication, and that's our 4th C. Good communication maintains momentum, but unidirectional communication, miscommunication, or lack of communication yields dysfunction and loss of control. So why do we have such difficulty communicating? Much of the activity on social media today has poisoned our idea of what communication is, whether Facebook, Twitter, blogs, and so on, all delivering pretty much a one-sided message. I say something, and you either like it or comment on it. I call that the bombs and flames approach, but that's information dissemination, not communication. Communication from the perspective of midpoint momentum invests effort to engage, and to do so in a positive and inclusive way. It is planned, timed, and layered. It brings thoughts together from all levels of the enterprise, an appropriate breadth of footprint for operational integration, as well as involved vendors and partners. Perhaps above all is that it needs to be proactive and managed. If you don't initiate and solicit, then by the time any communication happens, it's too late. Lastly, combine all 4 C's we've discussed here today as a holistic thrust to regain control. And that thought brings this quick visit to a close. Thanks for joining us today, and let's get together again real soon. Our contact information is on the screen, and you'll find additional links in the description below. We'd appreciate your feedback and suggestions for brewing up our upcoming topics. Bye for now, and have a great day.